Hi students, good morning all of you. In the last class we discussed the definition of space lattice and unit cell. So now I want to discuss about an important question from this chapter, that is Bragg's equation, Bragg Samikaranam. Actually, what is the fact involved in this equation means the wavelength of X-rays and the interatomic distances in a crystal are of the same order. So, the scientist Ledlow to suggest that crystals diffract X-rays. Bragg applied this fact in determine the structure of the crystal. Okay, once again I repeat, the wavelength of the X-rays and the interatomic distances in a crystal are of the same order, that is 10 power minus 8 centimeters. So the scientist Ledlow to suggest that crystals diffract X-rays. Bragg applied this fact and determined the structure of the crystal. So Bragg's equation. According to Bragg, a crystal could be employed not only as a transmission grating but also as a reflection grating. That is when X-rays are incident on a crystal face, these penetrate into the crystal and strikes the atoms in successive planes. From each of these planes, the X-rays are reflected like the reflection of a beam of light from a bundle of glass plates of a equal thickness. Based on this model, Bragg derived a simple relation between the wavelength, the distance between the successive atomic planes, and the angle of reflection. This relation is known as Bragg's equation or Bragg's law. Once again, I want to repeat. When X-rays are incident on a crystal face, these penetrate into the crystal and strikes the atoms in successive planes. From each of these planes, the X-rays are reflected like the reflection of a beam of light from a bundle of glass plates of equal thickness. Based on this model, Bragg derived a simple relation between the wavelength, the distance between the successive atomic planes, and the angle of reflection. This relation is known as Bragg's equation or Bragg's law. So this is the important picture, that is which represents the reflection of monochromatic X-rays by a crystal. So this figure schematically the reflection of monochromatic X-rays striking the parallel equidistant planes of atoms or ions with interplanar distance d. All the incident waves are in phase. After striking the successive planes, these are reflected such that angle of reflection of incidence is theta. So consider two waves 1 and 2. So these are the wave 1, this is the wave 2, 1 and 2 respectively at an angle theta. These two waves are incident on the crystal planes at an angle theta. The path length BZB dashed, the path length BZB dashed is longer than the path length AOA dashed. For knowing the difference between these two paths, Draw OC and OD perpendiculars, not the incident or reflect beams. So we draw the OC and OD perpendiculars respectively. From the figure, it is evident that the path length BZ B dashed is longer than the path length OA AO A dashed by the distance CZ, by the distance CZ ZD. Therefore, the path difference is equal to CZ plus ZT. Here the path difference is CZ plus ZD. Now we know that the waves reflect by the different layer planes will be in phase with one another only if the difference in the path lengths of the waves reflected from the successive planes equal to an integral number of wavelengths. So, thus if lambda is the wavelength of the incident X-rays, then the path difference Cz plus Zd is always equal to integral multiple of the wavelength of the X-ray which is incident. Once again I repeat, here the path difference between the wave 1 and the wave 2 is Cz plus Zd. Now we know that the waves reflected by the different layer planes will be in phase with one another only if the difference in the path lengths of the waves reflected from the successive planes is equal to an integral number of the wavelength. Thus, the path difference is always equal to the integral multiple of the wavelength of the X-ray, where lambda, here Cz plus Zd is equal to N lambda, where N is the whole number. Since the triangles OCZ and ODZ are congruent, once again I want to share two triangles from this figure, OCZ and ODZ. These are the two triangles. Since these are congruent, so Cz is equal to Zd. N lambda is equal to 2Cz. Now, in the right angle triangle OCZ, sin theta is equal to sin theta from OCZ, sin theta is equal to Cz by OZ. So Cz is equal to OZ into sin theta. Here OZ is the interplanar distance d. Therefore Cz is equal to d sin theta. Substituting the value of Cz from the equation 2 in the equation 1. This is equation 2. This is equation 2. This is equation 1. So substitutes the Cz value in equation 1. Then we get n lambda is equal to 2d sin theta, where this equation of 2d sin theta is equal to n lambda is known as Bragg's equation, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and lambda is the wavelength of the incident X-rays and d is the interplanar distance. The reflection corresponding to n is equal to 1 for a given family of planes is called first order reflection. The reflection corresponding to n is equal to is the second order reflection and so on. Thus, by measuring n value, the incident angle theta, we can know the d by lambda. D by lambda is equal to n by 2 sin theta. From this, d can be calculated if lambda is known and vice versa. In X-ray reflections, n is generally set as equal to 1. Thus, Bragg's equation 3, that is n lambda is equal to 2d sin theta, may be alternatively written as lambda is equal to 2d sin theta, that is equal to 2 dhl sin theta, where dhl denotes the perpendicular distance between the adjacent planes with the indices, that is the Miller indices HKL. So this is the Bragg's equation. Please listen carefully and make a notes while listening this class, otherwise it is not understood by you. So please make notes and listen carefully 2 or 3 times, because it is the video is has less than 10 minutes of time, so you can listen this class 2 or 3 times for effective listening, for effective learning, and make the notes and carry on. Thank you very much.